Moving on to another guy who kind of stole the show last week during preseason was Carson Steele, who looked phenomenal. And it looks like he's already leapfrogged Deneric Prince as RB3. And it looks like with CEH being out tonight, it looks like we could make the argument that he's in the RB2 conversation right now behind Pacheco. And quite frankly, you got to look, he looked good. Only 3 carries for 8 yards. Not much you can do with 3 carries. But he looked good playing special teams, running the ball in the backfield, catching the ball in the backfield. Yeah, I don't think he did much with his receptions, but he caught the ball nonetheless. And then his nice kick return, by like 30-yard kick return. So he looked great. It was a great balance. It was a great. Obviously, he didn't score a touchdown, and he didn't flash like he did last week. But it was consistent enough where like they played him only with the ones offensively, and that was pretty much it. You didn't see him again. He got the whole second drive with Mahomes. He was the guy in the backfield. They don't need to see Pacheco. They know what Pacheco can do. They put him in with him on that entire drive. They drove all the way down there. They went to kick another field goal, which I'm not going to. I know some people were already getting scared about our red zone woes in the preseason, but come on, 3 total drives with Pat, and all 3 went up in points, so it's pretty good. But I like Carson Steele. I like what I saw second week. I think we're looking at a guy who could potentially be the RB2 behind Isiah Pacheco. So Carson Steele, what are your thoughts on week 2 of the Carson Steele sweepstakes?
I think it's crazy how Steele's just come out of nowhere, and now it's already like almost a foregone conclusion that he's at least our number 3 back. Did he even play? He didn't play at all the second half, did he? I think the most telling story from Carson Steele's second preseason game is how little he played. Like that's reserved for guys that are already making the team. Like he pretty much had the playing time of one, right? And I like how they're trying to get him in different spots to see how he can do. He just seems like he's just so solid. He's kind of like the running back, our Watson of our running backs. He just makes a really good play. He's not like, it's not the flashiest. I just feel like he makes the right football play when he's out there. Like didn't do east and west. They prided him on going north and south on the kickoff, 36 yards. He seems to make the right reads when he runs. He had one major negative catching the ball. I don't know how much of that was his fault. His other catches were 6 yards. But in general, he just seems to make the right play when he's out there. I feel like talk about a guy who looks like a vet already. He looks like he's like a vet out there. Just looks really confident, looks really poised. And yeah, I think you're looking at, our number 3 running back, and with injuries that might happen to Pacheco or, CEH along the way, he's going to get some decent playing time this season.
Yeah, the fact that's good. That's a good point. The fact that he played so little outside of with the Mahomes and them, I think that does tell you a lot. And also too, I know Deneric Prince had a good game. He had a long 20-something yard run. So that's pretty much where he got most of his yards. But I'm not knocking him for that. 7 carries, 47 yards, solid game. I think that the thing is
41-yard run.
It was a 41-yard run.
Yeah.
Oh man,
so 6 for 6 on the other.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
It was a nice run.
The blocking was great on that. Justin Ross had a nice block on the edge on that. That was nice. And the whole draw up of the play was nice. Prince has already gotten reps with the ones offense last year, where he got some playing time with the ones offense. Never really looked anything. Never really did much. That's why Michael P. Ryan was able to come in preseason, look good, and make the team. And Prince was on the practice squad. We've kind of seen the story with Prince, where this is probably one of his best games he had, but it was his longest run he's had in preseason, like going back to last year and this year. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to assume already that Steele is the RB3. Now, talk about RB2, and we say this all the time on the show. You can't make the club when you're in the tub. I'm not saying CH is going to be a practice squad guy or cut. I don't think so. He'll be on the team. But we're talking about serious reps, rotation for reps during the season. I'll tell you what, Carson Steele mimics more of a Pacheco kind of runner versus what CEH is doing. And I think CEH may have more of a Jet McKinnon kind of role than what we've seen in years past. So CH may be utilized more the way he was utilized at LSU versus what we've seen in the NFL so far. And Carson Steele may be more of that guy to kind of spell Pacheco on those hard yardage.
And he's kind of a middle too, because even though he has a similar running style to Pacheco, as far as like tough, hard running, he's a way more polished pass catcher than Pacheco was coming out of school. So I mean, so he's kind of a combination of the both of them, which is what we've been looking for the past few years. A guy who can kind of do what both of them, do.
Yeah, I loved what we saw from Carson Steele. I thought it was a nice second week of seeing him, especially with the ones this time around. So I thought good stuff by him. Well, I'm gonna go to the training camp and all in the training camp storylines, preseason storylines. So Justin Ross, a guy that a lot of people have been following the last 2 years. Stand out at Clemson, made a few nice plays last week. One that was called back, and then one that was a nice jump on the sideline. Looked great. This week, he missed a few blocks out there. He made a nice block on Cornell Powell's long touchdown reception. So congratulations, Cornell Powell, looking good, making the most of his reps. But Justin Ross had a nice
got some juice.
You got some juice, yeah. Cornell Powell's been on the team for a while, and maybe might be a guy that no one's talking about who makes the squad. A good special teamer. But yeah, Justin Ross had a nice catch at the beginning of the game from Carson Wentz. Got one foot. It was a nice sideline route. Caught it. Couldn't get the second foot down in bounds, but it was a nice extension. Nice, great catch. Nico Remigio didn't really flash offensively today. Special teams wise, he had a nice return later in the game. I think it was a punt return that he had later in the game. But it seems like they're kind of rotating everybody kick return. So it's not really, we don't know they're giving me a return men. They kind of rotated a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Sky Moore looked great at kick return. He had a 40-yard kick return of some sort, 2 long ones. So get Sky Moore out there trying to utilize all of our guys. So excited about that. And then LRZ. Rees-Zammit from Wells, the rugby player. Didn't really see him much offensively. I know that was he struggled a little bit, the pass blocking. And of course, we knew it was going to be a struggle for him, first time playing football. And we see him doing a lot of kickoffs today. So really utilizing his special team strength, him being able to tackle and be able to kick the ball. He kicked the ball much better than he did last week. And quite frankly, with the way we're paying Butker right now, how much we are, I don't want Butker playing kickoff. So if they were to keep LRZ to be the special teams kickoff guy, I would love it. I don't know where we're going to cut from someplace else, but we're going to have shave down 53 somewhere. I don't know where that's going to be, but to save our the richest kicker in the league in Harrison Butker, to put LRZ at that kicking spot, and if he kicked like the way he did today, gives us another 11th guy to go down there and make a tackle. I'm all for having LRZ on the team being our place kicker as far as being our kickoff guy. What do you make of Justin Ross, Remigio, the return game, and also the kickoff specials in LRZ, Tej?
Maybe make a new position for him, a kicking specialist or something, like kickoff specialist. There you go. So a guy who kicks off and just tackles and just doesn't do anything else, right? A 54 man, but he can only do that. You can only add the 54th guy if he is kickoff and then like a specialist on special teams for that. They might have to do that once kickers start dropping like flies from getting injured by getting like mauled on the kicking game. I thought it was Ross didn't stand out. I mean, he had that almost catch, but he was tied for tied for first half snaps with receivers, the third overall. Worthy 18, Rice 17, and then him and Watson with that 16. So that's a good sign for him, especially when you look at Moore getting less, Harmon getting half, and Tony only getting 6. Remigio looked good at both punt and kick returning, which was nice. So if a guy who can possibly do both, they're trying to save roster space, that could be pretty good. He had a 42-yard punt return and he had a 31-yard kick return. So he looked good at doing both. Also, if you want to save roster space, your number 3 running back Steele might be an option as the second guy, because kick returns are going to be 2 of them now, right? Because then the kick's so short, you need 2 guys back there to field these. So you're not going to have 2 kickoff specialists that only do that. So they're going to have to come from other places on the field, right? So you're going to need your number 4, number 5 receiver taking kickoffs. You're going to need your number 3 running back taking kickoffs. If one of them can also be your punt returner, even better. So I that's the way Remigio is going to be able to make it. Luckily, Steele's got the third running back, bringing it in to have that job. So if he gets the kickoff, it's also an added bonus. But I mean, not much from Ross, unfortunately, for all the Ross truthers out there. but another game to show what he's got. And again, it's a good sign that he is tied for third in snaps for receivers in the first half.
100%. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm hanging on to, the fact that he had so many reps and snaps today. So yeah, a lot to like from this game. A lot to like. I mean, there's nothing that you can say, oh man. I mean, I think the only, also Lucas Niang playing right tackle.
That was gonna be my last note, by the way. Was I hope Taylor's fine. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, for everyone who was riding, who's dogging Juwan Taylor. Now you see why you pay Juwan Taylor, and then why you move on from guys like Lucas Niang. So hopefully that shoulder injury from Juwan Taylor is not that serious, because I'd like to have Juwan Taylor back ASAP. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.